We are recording.
Hi, YouTube.
Alrighty.
Hi, YouTubers.
Um.
The game
All
without
right.
you saying it.
So last week, y'all came across a gang of 6 goblins, puffing and puffing as they pulled what looked to be a heavy sled full of something. Combat ensued, and y'all quickly dispatched both the goblins pulling the sled, as well as 2 out of the 3 goblins at a wagon that the original 6 looked to be headed towards. While one of the goblins made an escape after his leader groveled at the mercy of your party, Noer sliced the uh, woman's head clean off. Celestine talked with polar bears that were pulling the wagon, who seemed hungry and were looking towards Goblin for dinner. Um, she untethered them from the harnesses, and they had at it with the goblins for food. Upon Illiken's suggestion, Celestine tried to persuade, very badly, the polar bears to continue to pull the wagon, and in response, one of them huffed at her, grabbed the goblin that seemed to be in charge in its jaw, and sauntered off. In turn, Illiken decided to try and pull the wagon himself, succeeding on pulling the wagon all the way back to Bryn Shander, while the rest of the group gathered around the sled and pulled the sled full of iron ingots back. Trip back with the weight. With the extra weight, cost you an extra 2 hours in travel. Dwarves met you at the gatehouse and um, paid you each with a gemstone worth about 50 gold, and went on to say that you did a great service not only to Bryn Shander, but also to the Battlehammer dwarves, and will be considered friends from this day forward, which also nets you a 10% discount on goods purchased at Black Iron Blades in Bryn Shander. And that is where we pick up today. You are at about, we'll say, 100 feet away from the gate, entering Bryn Shander. And for clarification of what exactly it is that Illiken is pulling, I found this.
Beautiful. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Warm out. The archers have something to shoot from.
I'm curious how towns are going to appreciate seeing that roll up.
Look beautiful. Come on.
I saw that rolling up on my town. I wouldn't be too happy about it.
We leave it out of town. One of you guys go in, say, okay, we're bringing something in. And, you guys do the politicking and I'll do the lifting.
I see.
It works.
Okay, so where are we exactly in this town?
We just got to the gates.
You were at the east gate, about 100 feet in, probably about like right there, maybe.
Will this fit through the gate?
Yes, you
Will
made
it
it
allow
through the
me to
gate.
go? Okay. Then I walk towards the.
They gave you very strange looks um, as you pulled it in, but they allowed you in with it. Um, and the few people that are out and about at the moment are all giving you a strange Goliath pulling a goblin wagon, a very wide berth, unsure why you are pulling this odd contraption behind you.
Cool. I walk towards the stables that I've been informed about.
Maybe we should just leave the goblin thing at the gate. Maybe outside, park it. I don't think anybody else is going to take it to me.
But it's my cart.
The way I
Okay.
prosper in Shander a lot faster if you weren't dragging it.
He puts it. He pulls it over to the side of the wall.
That's a cart. I knew you were going to call it a cart, so I preemptively uploaded some images. That is a cart.
My wagon. And of course, I'm going to keep this on there just so that I can always remember what it is.
Because the stables are kind of all the way to the west and south along the wall on the other side of town.
He puts it over and he asks one of the guards if he can lay this here and if they can keep an eye on it while they're doing their normal job. He goes and gets some horses or see what he can do.
The guard will answer in return. Not my job to look after it. You can leave it there, but what happens is what happens.
Then he don't mind if the others go with him or not, but he'll walk there with it. Because he's already had a cauldron stolen.
So, are there any greenhouses on the way there?
As in houses that are colored green?
No, as in like places that may still be able to grow plants.
Sorry, I just accidentally closed out Roll 20, which was annoying. I have to open all my things up.
Don't do that.
Apparently, Control D closes the tab that you're in. No,
I would test that.
Control D does bookmark. What the hell? The hell did I hit? I hit Control and I swear it was D. I don't know.
Control X or Control F4.
Control X would be an exit. Maybe hit X instead of D.
That's got to be it, because my finger was definitely not high enough to hit F4.
Some of my schooling reminds me.
And it's Alt F4, not Control F4.
To answer your question, Opal, let it. The best that you have seen thus far is probably one of the many general goods stores. That may have some fresh-ish herbs and plants and stuff. But pretty much everybody with this with this never-ending winter, they're used to the harsh climate up here. They are used to storing goods for the winter because there are harsh winters. But usually winter lasts like 4 to 6 months, not 2 years. So it's starting to dwindle. All that come out.
I
Yes.
heard you.
Okay, so we're going to the stables?
That's where I'm walking. I said, you guys can go if you guys want to go to the inn, and I'll meet you there. It's fine. As he's starting to tug this thing out.
Are you tugging it back out the gate or
Through
bringing it
town.
with you or through
I'm taking
town?
it with me
Okay.
through town. It fits on the street, so I'm good. Because you haven't told me anything. This won't fit in the street, so I'm assuming I can get it on the street.
Yeah, it's the most direct path, and you can probably not go through like little side paths, but probably go like that and be perfectly fine with it.
Okay, and that's what he does. Making sure that he clarified the best way to get there with the city guard and getting there thing, and he heads out.
Say it takes about 45 minutes to get over there. Is everybody coming over there or just looking?
Might as well.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Why not?
About 45 minutes goes by holding this heavy wagon. And you get to the stables.
I walk up and put it near the stables and look for the stable boy or the quartermaster.
This was coming and I didn't prepare this. Okay. Name's Morton. Morton Levain. What can I do for you?
Hey, Morton, I was wondering, do you possibly have any stock that for sale that would uh, pull this wagon?
Sorry, one more time.
Do you have any stock that would pull this wagon for sale?
If it were dry, I could probably get you something. However, it ain't dry. So, what I got probably ain't gonna help you much. I got horses for sale, but they don't do well in the snow and the ice.
And second of all, would you be interested in purchasing it?
Not much I could do with it. Most folk around here, especially in the smaller towns, are gonna look at something like that and shoot first, ask questions later, thinking goblins are coming to visit the town.
Might make good firewood.
That was gonna be my next suggestion. Is selling it for scrap wood.
Who would I sell it to?
Do you know where we might be able to get a sled and some dogs?
Best place would be Tourmaline, Gentry's. Gentry does dogs and pack animals, that kind of stuff. I have some dogs here that you could rent, but not for sale. I do sell sleds, but or rent sleds as well. But you want to go to Gentry. Gentry is the best trainer in all of Tin Towns.
Yeah. Is Tourmaline in Brinkshander?
No, it's about 4 hours north of here on foot.
Gotcha.
It doesn't have my answer, so I'm. Oh, can I leave this on the side right here? Until we're ready to leave town?
Yes, you can park it here for 1 silver per day, but I do ask that you park it on the north side of the building so that people don't see it right away from the main thoroughfare.
Mm. He puts it where he requests it, and I'll pay you when I come back. Because I don't know how long we're going to be here.
Do you have a tarp or something we can cover it up with for you?
That I don't. He'll have you park it essentially between the buildings right there.
And he gives him 2 silver just in case, just for being nice. Or, 1 day guarantee, but just in case it takes more than one.
So what time is it right now?
We're sitting about 6 in the evening-ish, 6:30-ish, maybe.
To the rest of them and go, do we want to go find somebody who could buy this for firewood, or do we want to go ahead and go begin? Or did anybody need to do some shopping?
I just paid to leave it here, so let's go shopping or go find the inn.
Anybody else need anything?
I'm broke, so.
Well, we could always find an inn and get settled for the evening.
How much longer do we have on the body and until it like breaks out of the ice? What, like 9 more days?
Oh. 7 more days.
And how long will it take for us to get to his mother?
According to your map, about 3 hours.
Okay, yeah, we can afford to get some rest.
Okay. We gonna just go up to that Northlook Inn or find a different one?
Us over at the Northlook Inn. And your proclivity for your bicep workouts.
I'm sorry, what? Didn't understand that.
They seem to know us at the Northlook Inn and your proclivity for your bicep workouts.
Drinking.
Oh, she's trying to be funny, huh?
Yeah.
I'm cracking up, but
Well, I guess let's go. Wouldn't be a bad idea to get some hot food.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I go ahead and turn around and start walking towards the Northlook.
Okay, and I'll join her.
Since we've been there before, we should be able to find it, correct?
because you've been there before, yeah, you know exactly where it's at by the north gate, so that's easy to get to.
Yep. So we'll just head right towards the center of town, then right up that north alley, and right to the Northlook. Unless we run into anybody that wants to cause problems.
That never happens.
Of course, we could stop at the Black Iron Blades and see if they have, it's on the way there, and we could, see if Illican can do anything for them.
Okay. He comes back while he's after putting up the thing, and all he hears is Illican can help them. I'm like, okay.
You've been wanting to do your blacksmithing for so long, maybe the Black Iron Blades may have some work for you. On our way there, I'll stick my head in and go, hey, my really big friend was wondering if you had any, non-artisan jobs he could
No,
perform for you.
no. When we were in town before, they said that they only work with dwarves. Even the dwarf that we just helped, they don't purchase anything less from dwarves. So they don't like dealing with outsiders when it comes to uh, personal work because they don't trust
We're
us.
friends with the dwarfs now. Maybe they'll let you do some.
No, it's okay. They've already said no.
All right, we'll just keep on going then.
All right, so you guys get up to the North Look. As you enter the inn/tavern that you have stayed at previously, your eyes dart over to the bar, and the human that you've come to know as Scramsax is there where he usually is, taking a few orders. As he notices you walk in, he nods and goes back to servicing the bar.
Well, I step up to the bar and wait my turn.
And he'll get over to you.
Okay. And I say, we'd like to get a hot meal and some ale. And we'd also like a room for the night. Can you take care of us?
That I can. Be, as usual, 2 silver per ale. We'll get you fed for about 5 copper. And for the rooms, that will be 8 silver per room for the night.
There are a lot of people in the bar this evening, the tavern this evening.
About 24 people. So, not completely full and packed, but definitely more than some nights that you've been here. More than some taverns that you've been in.
Sounds like you've got a band playing. Okay. Are there any choices on the meal, or is it just what you've got cooked?
Fortunately, it's whatever people brought in. Leave not 100% on this. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's rock steaks tonight.
Okay. Is that set with everybody?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Why don't we just set us all up with food and ale, and we'll go sit over there and listen to the entertainment and wait while you get it for us. And you just tell me how much is it going to be for the whole thing.
He looks. Are you paying for everybody, or are you paying for one person?
Well, I'll just pick the tab for now.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
No, I was asking to clarify so I could for my my sheet. See if I need to pull money off the sheet.
All right, who's drinking ales?
I'm sorry?
I just want to walk.
Water.
Water.
I'll take one, but it'll probably end up going to nowhere anyway.
All right.
And how many rooms?
And he says he can share with somebody if they don't mind.
Yeah, I can double up with you.
Sustain will sleep on the floor in Nowhere's room. If he'll let me.
Don't see why not, but you can have the bed.
Maybe they got a room with 2 beds.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, 1, 2. What do we need? 3 rooms?
Yeah, that sounds like it.
All right.
3 gold, 5 copper.
Okay.
For 2 drinks, 5 meals, and 3 rooms.
All right. Well, I'll just hand you 5 gold and you take care of us.
Billiken
Always a
stays and
pleasure.
socializes tonight.
What'd you say, Elkin?
Billiken stays and socializes. Normally goes up to his room and no, he'll socialize tonight. And thanks Nowhere for the food in room.
Okay. Just remember, there's going to come a time when it's your turn. Okay. I grab my mug of ale and head out to the tap room, see what we can find, and we'll place for us all to set. Do you want to set up near the band, or maybe would rather pick a quiet corner, or do you want to? We were trying to listen to gossip.
Let's go in a quiet corner.
Okay. So I'll pick a quiet corner with table for 6, and that way we got enough room for everybody together, and we'll sit down and start to relax.
With everyone seated, I'll go ahead and try to get everyone's attention and say, at some point, I am going to need to make a trip home. It's down by Dugan's Hole. It's not urgent or anything. It doesn't need to happen anytime specific. Just at some time I would like to swing by my home and basically report in, let them know what's going on.
Billiken says, okay. Got nothing better to do, and I'm enjoying, the company, so I can head that way with you.
We can
Unless you're
Do
doing it
that
alone.
after we deliver the, the icicle. And Illigan, you might want to kind of like put it out that you have a wagon that you want to sell. Just a suggestion.
No love from the group, huh? Me and my wagon, nobody likes it. I don't afford it at night. Come on, guys.
I mean, you're talking about selling it for firewood.
No, I was asking. I was just asking. Illiken is, you can see the grin. He's happy. He's got a wagon, and he's in his mind. He's like, okay, we can do this with it. We can do that, and a place to stay at night. It works. Yeah, granted, he'll probably sell it eventually or use it for firewood. But
Oh, we use it for firewood.
Let's see.
As you were headed over to the table, Illiken, you hear a conversation at a table that you pass between a dragonborn male and a female gnome. I hear in Tremelaine, Speaker Matthew has closed one of the gem mines again. Apparently a gang of kobolds have taken it over and forced the miners out of the mine. You offering a reward to clear it out like last time? I may have to go up there and try my hand at making some real money for once. I would expect that with the money they make off those gems, there's a good chance that he's paying fairly well.
as we after you guys make fun of my little cart, I let you guys know what I heard on the way to the table, since we were discussing things to do afterwards about the mine closure.
Yeah, and you did say it was up near Tourmaline, so, and we're headed that way. So maybe it makes sense to look into it.
Tourmaline, that sounds far more pressing than visiting my home, so.
Is Tourmaline on the way to your home?
Unfortunately, they're kind of the opposite direction.
Well, maybe if we decide to go to the mine, do the mine and then come back.
That's fine. Like I said, visiting my home isn't critical, and I'm not in a rush. Just at some point, if we happen to be nearby, I would like to stop in. That's all.
Okay. And we just killed kobolds, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
So far, the only kobolds you guys have seen, I think, are the three in with the mammoth.
Yeah, we let them live. But they're not particularly dangerous creatures.
Now, what did we kill for the wagon? I forget.
Goblins.
Goblins.
Okay.
They're about on par with goblins. Bit smarter, maybe.
That wouldn't take a whole lot.
Maybe after we deliver the body, we can go take Celestine home.
How far out of the way is it to go and take this boy back to his mother?
Well, 3 hours, they said.
And
Yeah.
Bremen's about 3 hours eastish of here. Sorry,
Okay.
westish.
Yeah.
And never easy.
And Tourmaline is north of here, basically. And Dugan's Hole is, well, pretty much south of here as the crow flies, but we'll have to go west and then follow the road south. I'm sorry, east. And then follow the road south, because you probably don't want to cut cross country. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to cut cross country.
Okay. So do we want? Okay, because he looks at everybody who's lost. So plan is to go where from where? Because you've mentioned a bunch of names to him, and he's like, I don't know.
Bremen first, and then we were
Up the icicle.
yes, and then we were talking. We had somebody had suggested going up to Tourmaline for the gem mine.
Okay. So our plan is that's the next step is the gem mine after dropping off the ice.
It was also suggested that there's a what would he be? The seller of animals.
Oh, the dog trainer
Yeah, dog training. Okay, yeah.
up in Tourmaline.
Yeah, and we might check in there. So we'll go to Bremen, then go to Tourmaline, and then see what happens.
He leans back and listens to the music.
So since we're just sitting around, does anybody want to play a game of Dragon?
He'll play.
I know you're going to kill me, but hi, we're going to play Dragon Chess.
Yay! What are we doing? I don't know.
Hey, you created the game.
Playing Dragon Chess.
create the game. Somebody else created the game. Just found stuff.
Just tell me what you want.
So y'all are gonna both whisper me. Choose to make one of 3 different skill checks to play a round. An intelligence check with proficiency if trained in Dragon Chess, a charisma deception check, or a wisdom insight check. And rolls as checks selected requires. So it's either insight, deception, or a intelligence if you are proficient in Dragon Chess. What at your roll? No, I got that. No, in either straight intelligence, insight, or wisdom. Oh, no, wait, no. Actually, scratch that. You're good.
Oh, okay. So I was supposed to actually just roll.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Does it give you a? I'm gonna open up yours just a second.
I mean, I can do it from the Dragon Chess set.
Yeah, do that. If you do that and choose your query as intelligence.
That would suck.
So, 2 players make opposite for sprints. Okay. So both of you give me another roll, either deception, insight, or the dragon chess with intelligence.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good day.
And another. And another.
Are we supposed to be able to see something happening here?
No, you are not.
Okay.
He's going to describe the game, but we just had to do the rolls so that he can.
Uh huh.
Like playing Go.
So on the first check, Uh, Illiken succeeds. On the second check, you tied. On the third check, Illiken succeeds. On the fourth check, Illiken succeeds. So
Well,
Illiken wins the
Illiken,
game.
you are just a natural at this game.
Elkin's looking like, I won? You let me win. But he tips his water to you.
No, I would never let you win.
I got lucky.
It really is a game of chance.
So you start betting on money. We know.
Ask Celestine if there was anything she was going to do before she goes to bed.
Yeah, I have some leatherworking I would like to work on.
Well, I'm no longer proficient in leatherworking. If you'd like me to come and maybe hand you needles and threads and maybe try to help, I can.
Oh, you're welcome to. Won't argue with the company.
I'll go try to help.
Okay, then I will head up to my room, or our room, I guess, and start working on leatherworking, if you'll let me.
Sure.
While we're going upstairs, is there anything we overhear that would be of interest to us?
Give me a perception check, not in a whisper.
I know, I unclick that button.
You pass by one table and you hear, "Remember Eden from Neverwinter? I shit you not, she got turned into a tree." And as you keep walking and walking towards the staircase in the back, one says, "Did you see that weird purple comet that fell out of the sky about a month ago? It went down in the mountains south of Tin Towns, not too far away. Since then, some folks have been receiving mental messages in a language they can't make out. I think the comet might have something to do with that. Bet you could find it easily enough in this weather. Or even in this weather, rather."
I whisper to Celestine and say, I wonder if that might be the dragon you saw.
Um, well, dragons are usually a bit more obvious than that. But I am curious what that might be.
Yeah, very peculiar. As we head back out, I'm going to circle around the room and tell Illiken, Arden, and Nowhere that what I overheard. Ask them to keep their ear to the ground to see if they hear anything else.
Illiken says okay and starts trying to listen in on people. Not, let me move my ear closer, but just the conversations instead of the music now. Even though we are a little
Perception check.
farther.
I'm heading upstairs with Celestine.
I'll take it, but you should take your thing off Whisper.
Oh,
You got a 19, everybody.
thanks.
About 4 tables over, you hear a somewhat inebriated halfling say, "Swearing don't make nothing true. You keep swearing you gonna pay me what you owe, but I ain't yet seen a single copper." And at another table, you hear someone a little more of a not quiet, just not like drunk yelling kind of thing. I keep telling everyone the everlasting rhyme isn't the Frostmaiden's doing. It's actually the Arcane Brotherhood plotting another takeover of Tin Towns. A wizard who was burned at the stake in East Haven admitted to being one of them, and he said there are other Arcane Brotherhood wizards lurking among us. Valish Gant is behind it all, no doubt. Scoundrel is locked away up in Revel's End. That doesn't make him any less dangerous. Someone should find out what he knows.
Thank you, because I was about to ask, can you read so I can. I was trying to type that, and I'm like, this isn't working. He puts that away for until he meets up with the group tomorrow. Tell him.
Alright, what you working on?
I'm finally working on my own armor. Made armor for everyone else. I would like to make my own armor now. What stat do you want me to use?
Guessing are out with cutting and sewing and go wisdom for a pattern. Yeah. Not an issue.
Okay, how much do I get done?
The I'm guessing you're working for the 4 hours before bed kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get the 4 hours.
thank you. And thank you for your help, Claudette.
Just glad I remembered some of it. Letta gets her tea and goes to her room, where she yawns and then climbs up on the ceiling.
I'm gonna head up the room, go to sleep. Some
I'll
rest.
follow him since I'm sharing his room.
No, we're still drinking. It's become a thing.
Like, do you really need to ask that question? Yeah. Oh. This is why I play this game.
I noticed he didn't answer.
Now the question is, are you awake or did you already pass out because of the drink? Dad, okay?
I don't know. Let me check.
Guess while waiting for him, I will climb down from the ceiling and actually get in the bed.
Oh, you're not going to be a Drake? I mean, a vamp? And, hang from the ceiling and sleep?
No, the minute I break my concentration, I fell down the bed.
Oh. Yeah, that was.
I actually have to be awake or alive to be able to walk and crawl on walls and ceiling.
Oh, I thought it was just suction feet. Spider-Man thing.
No, that's that new race for frickin' Spelljammer that you too can be a frickin' jelly. Why would I want to be a jelly?
Apparently he accidentally muted his mic.
At least he didn't fall asleep on me.
That's his story.
You believe what you want.
Well, no, we're glad you're just okay. That's all.
Yeah.
Are you still at the bar drinking? You going up to your room? What you doing?
Well, I guess you guys all left me, so I'll go on up to bed. I didn't have all that much to drink.
That's okay. Sometimes you don't have to have a lot.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm looking here at the chat, and I remember the swearing don't mean anything, and I remember you going doing your leather work. So I don't know. Maybe I did hit the mute. Hard to say. And now I can hear the background music too, and noises or whatever. And I couldn't when you first called my attention to it. So I don't know. Whatever. I'm off to bed.
Nothing happens during your night stay at the Northlook. However, as you wake up from your long rest, anybody that has used their abilities can restore their abilities. Anybody that has lost hit points yesterday from the fight can restore their hit points, so on and so forth. I need a 1d6 roll from Celestine, 1 from Illican, and 2 from Claudette.
Oh man, I don't remember what I did wrong. Ouch.
Now, yeah, ouch. Celestine and Illican, I need wisdom saving throws.
What did we pick up or do that caused us this? No, that was a
Might have been the
fictitious
rock
question.
stick.
That's some extra numbers. $35 out of 35. That's 2. 1. Good berry. I wouldn't have eaten one last night. Oh no, corruption's something you do, right?
Yes.
Bloodstone. Oh, I would have also done a bloodstone before I went to bed.
So as you all make your way down to the eating room, drinking room, tavern area, everybody but Celestine, give me a perception roll.
Perception. God.
Martin, Claudette, and Nowhere. Celestine stinks. Starting to smell like rotting flesh. She looks fine, but the stench that is coming off of her is just.
Is this something that can be cleared up with a bath, or is it something else?
Give me an insight roll. You don't think a bath is going to help this?
And do you bring it to her attention?
Well, yeah, I do. Celestine, I don't know if you can see me. Are you okay?
Claudette, I think your mic is a little close to your mouth. You're starting to.
Okay, so you may not say anything, but I will. Celestine, honey, you are white. Are you okay? Can you smell it?
I'm fine. I'm not really sure where that's coming from. I swear I bathe. I bathed. I just I don't really know.
We didn't smell like this last night.
Billiken says, "What are you guys smelling?"
Were you working with your hides?
Last night I was.
Were they completely tanned?
Pretty sure. No, I'll pull them out and show them to everyone.
Do I smell it once they inform me of what they're smelling?
Yes.
Uh,
You smell her.
Can we determine because of the stench where exactly it's coming from? Is it coming from her, like her body, or her, like part of her clothing or gear?
Smells like a body.
Now he looks at Claudette and Celestine and say, "Would you ladies go to like a restroom and see if there's something that we can't see?"
I'll do anything to help Celestine.
It may be from her back or something that
I'll kind of. I'll stand up and kind of, with my shoulders drooping, I'll kind of head over to the ladies' room, I guess. Kind of feeling picked on, I guess. Understandably, of course, but and when I enter the restroom, I will make sure there's no others there. Let Celestine or Claudette in, and slowly start to get out of my gear. Do we see anything, Sky?
Yeah. You look perfectly fine. It's just, I mean, it smells like you're flesh is rotting, but you obviously can see your whole front of yourself, but as Claudette looks at your backside, can't see anything wrong.
Okay, so Celestine, in your great knowledge of medicine and illnesses and stuff like this, don't you think maybe you might know what would cause you to sting? And it didn't affect nowhere either, so.
Can I do some sort of check? Medicine check, arcana check, nature check, religion check. I don't know, whatever. I'm casting at straws here.
To see if she's cursed.
Give me.
Man, I have an idea. I'm gonna try, but I don't know if it'll work. Be cool if it does.
Give me a nature check first.
I love how he says first.
Well, you did mention a whole lot of things to try.
And then give me a history check. You can tell with your extensive natural druidic upbringing that this is not something natural that is happening. It is something magically evil.
I don't think this is natural. I think this is a magical effect.
I would be if that means something that maybe.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Your mic
I would be if that means
sounds
something
muddled.
into something that made you sick or stink.
AFK.
I don't know, to be honest.
You guys come outside to tell us about it.
No, we're still talking in the restroom.
They're having a naked moment. Let them do girl talk.
I will take a bead from a necklace. And cast Lesser Restoration over myself. Does that do anything?
Instantly, you don't smell.
Oh, praise the Jesuses and whoever's and all the different gods and goddesses who do not stink anymore.
Well, that's a plus. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
But sure, we've got to figure out why this would have happened and who would have done it, because that means us living.
It kind of implies somebody got to me last night. Well, let's go back and join the others. Um, um, I'll go ahead and throw all my gear back on and head back out to the group.
You're not just gonna walk out there? Come on.
Don't forget who heals you, buddy.
Uh,
It seems like you have found out what the issue was.
he walked out and we don't smell nothing, so did you wash it off or
No, it's appears to be something magical. I was able to cleanse it with a spell.
okay. Illikin moves over and whispers to Celestine and asks, "Can you see if there's any magical items that we may be carrying that may be causing it? That have been slipped to us?"
Well, do we have any items on us that we didn't have before?
I don't know. That's why he said what he says. We are in town and there's thieves around who can plant stuff on us.
I
I'm
slit
back.
my eyes and glare at you.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is find out if there's anything on us that wasn't there before we worry about whether or not it's magical.
Checks his gear.
I'll check my gear.
I'll check my gear. Do we have anything on us that wasn't here before?
The only thing that we picked up were the gems. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that there's nothing that you have now that you didn't have last night. And the only thing that you've picked up within the last day is only thing that you have picked up in the last day is those gems and anything that you found on the goblins.
I bet you that goblin witch cast a curse on us before she died.
That is a distinct possibility. I'll go ahead and do detect magic as a ritual. And when I'm finished, do I notice anything unusual about the gems or the items picked up from the goblin? goblins. Or maybe an unusual aura about myself, considering I was the one smelling bad.
Be right back.
Go ahead and take a 15 now. We're almost to 3 o'clock anyways.
Okay.
And I will look and see what I can find. I have an answer after break.
Okie doke.
Okay.
And I've texted you a question in Oh, that's funny. They get me in trouble, but that was funny. Carry on. Love your music selections, just by the way.
It was whatever Science-Scape had. It is titled The North Look. So
Is Sirenscape part of this adventure, or
no, Science-Scape. Um, Sirenscape is so there's called soundscapes, which is essentially sound effects for games or for movies or for all sorts of stuff. Foley artists will create they'll punch pieces of meat and then they'll uh, edit it into movies to sound like someone's punching somebody in the ribs or something, or they'll
okay?
break a bone and That's the sound of a leg breaking. They'll put a microphone up and they'll take like a cow's bone and break it in front of the microphone, stuff like that. So somebody has put together all kinds of these sound effects together, separately and together, in sound files for different games, different whatever, and they're called soundscapes. Sirenscape decided to basically put all this stuff together and figure out what would be good in certain campaigns. So most everything that I've played is in files essentially for Rime of the Frostmaiden that people have figured out. And they have other campaigns through D&D, Pathfinder, Starfinder, other games and stuff that they have mass folders for.
Okay. You pick good stuff though, man.
Like their sound sets: Abandoned Lunatic Asylum, Abandoned Space Station, Absalom Station, wherever the hell that is, The Abyss. Then there's one specifically for D&D, there's ones for sci-fi in general, fantasy in general, Entering the Labyrinth. Yeah. Is everybody back?
I'm back.
Present.
I'm here.
I'm here.
All right, so you see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its tool, if magic, if any. Looking around you, looking at yourself, you do not see a magical aura of any sort outside of, your items that you're carrying. You can tell the different auras that each of your magical items have. Looking over your party members, same thing, nothing that's affecting them in particular, but there's plenty of magical items. The the gems that you picked up the other day, nothing magical about them. They're just normal, everyday gems. The bone whistle is just a whistle. The 2 potions that you picked up are definitely magical. And that's about it. Yeah. The items around you.
I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it'll work because I think she's already been cleansed. But I ask if I can put my hand on her shoulder as I pull out the blood crystal.
Sure.
I put my hand on her shoulder and I identify.
After about a minute of holding her shoulder, nothing's coming to you.
Okay.
She is not currently affected by any type of spell.
Well, whatever you did to clear it, cleared it, so I might not be able to. Nothing's affecting you right now. But if something happens in the future that one of us does smell like rotting flesh, see if we can identify it first before we would cure it. However you cured it.
Right, did you get my message?
Is that to me or White?
White.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I just saw it.
Oh, yeah, then in that case, there's nothing that you haven't seen before. Outside of the 2 potions. Wait, nope. Nobody else knows about the potions. So the only thing that is added is that you detect 2 items on Claudette that are kind of small and have an enchantment aura on them.
Okay. Only thing I'm seeing new is some items Claudette's carrying. Um, as far as magical items concerned, everything else we knew about. They have an enchantment aura on them, which could have caused this. Um, although I would think it would have happened to Claudette instead of myself. Do you know what those items are, Claudette?
I pull out the 2 vials and I'm like, I really didn't want to share this with anybody until I was able to get somebody to identify them. And it slipped my mind to get you to do it last night. And I really don't like people calling me out. But here, I hand them to you and I walk away.
Just trying not to call you out. I'm sorry.
Well, you just called me out in front of everybody.
You're right, I did. I'm sorry.
Still walking away outside, kind of pissed off.
Okay, looking at the 2 vials, do I recognize them?
I would say probably me a nature check.
I am proficient in herbalism, if that helps.
Sure, let's do that.
You want to do herbalism in nature?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh,
If not, I can
Wisdom.
identify one.
Yeah, no problem, no issue whatsoever. They are potions of animal friendship.
Okay. I will take them and go back to Claudette and give them to her and apologize profusely. I'm so sorry, Claudette. I didn't mean to call you out. I should have thought about that a little more.
It isn't my nature to steal from people, but I'm always honest and I'm always giving back. And I really don't appreciate being called out in front of everybody. I've been nice and I've been kind to everybody in this group ever since y'all picked me up. But no, you can't even just have the decency to say, hey, Claudette, can I talk to you for a second?
You're right. I am sorry.
I'll think about forgiving you later.
I'll hand them back to her and say, for the record, they're potions of animal friendship. Here you go. And I will give them back to her.
I take them and shove them in my bag, but I don't say anything.
And
Too
then
bad
I will turn and leave.
Too bad they weren't potions of people friendship. Sorry,
Right?
could not resist.
I'm just watching the street, seeing if anything interesting is happening, while pondering whether or not I even want to continue with the group.
Oh, nothing really interesting is happening outside. I mean, it's as cold as it usually is, and as dark as it usually is at whatever time it is, probably 8 a.m. ish, 8:30 ish. Couple people here and there wandering up the street, maybe going to work, maybe going home. Who knows?
Out of curiosity, where's the body?
Inside the wagon.
Sure, I'll go with that.
Oh, that's where we placed it.
I thought it was over the sled.
No, we put it in the wagon. And you guys unloaded the sled. Or half on the desk, half on the sled, to make everything good.
And look at the party and go, well, the boy's going to defrost in 6 days, so we better get him back to his mother.
He's ready to go, and he's down, and he looks at him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. He walks out.
Who do you say that to?
And I said that to Claudette.
For the record, he knew about the potions. He just feels guilty because you found out about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab my gear and head for the door.
I'll head to pick up the wagon, and we can be on our way.
I will attempt to stay behind Claudette, out of her line of sight.
Every now and then I look back and glare at you.
I'm gonna take the call.
You guys are heading out of the Northlook. Stables are down by the south gate, and you will end up needing to go out the north gate to leave unless you're going down to the south.
And he walks north with the cart. I mean, sorry, the wagon.
You're going down to the stables at the moment?
Yeah. Once I
Yeah.
pick up the wagon, I'll head the way we're supposed to head to get out of town.
Well, since we left the body in the wagon, we have to go back to the wagon.
Everybody get down the
Yep.
wagon.
Alright, so
Back.
you get to the stables, and the body is still in the wagon. Nobody has taken the big, huge icicle out.
I look at Claudette expectantly, or Celestine expectantly, going, "Oh, or are we going to have to carry it?"
He's taking the wagon, so he's leaving him in there. He gets.
So we're going to drag the wagon, and it's going to take us even longer to get to where we need to go.
But if something happens, we have a place to store stuff until we pick up a cart. And I may
At this
be able
moment in time, I think we're going to need a bobsled and some dogs. Maybe like 4 bobsleds and some dogs. When living in the tundra should act like you're in the tundra.
when you're getting ready for war, prepare for war. Oh, and he remembers once we're out of town, and he's dragging this thing. He remembers that of what's said last night that he heard, and he tells the group about you swear a lot. One of the guys was saying that he swears a lot, and that they stole money, so nobody was believing him. And whether that was one of the guys that she heard or not, and the other one was about the belief of that it's not the Ice Maiden's fault, it's the cultist's fault.
Arcane Brotherhood.
The Arcane Brotherhood.
Look at Celestine and go, have you heard of this arcane brotherhood?
I remind him that he when we watched the person burn that he said that he was part of them.
That's the only time I've ever heard of them.
And Latham, you're from these parts. What about you? You ever heard of them before?
Nowhere.
No.
No, I can't say that I ever have.
And so why would somebody tell us it's the Frostmaiden? And now we're finding out it's this arcane brotherhood.
Well,
Do you think there's a little bit of truth to both of them?
there could be, but remember that what you heard was the ravings of a man in tremendous pain.
Last night, the man didn't seem like he was in too much pain. Seems like he was just a little bit happy from.
Well, last night may have been just someone spouting off with a mouth.
But it's still information we didn't know and an idea that we didn't have before. So stuff
The
we can
lead that we could look into. But in the meantime, I guess we get the body back to the mother and see if there's any trouble along the way. Kind of in the mood to pierce things and slash them.
He's making sure she's not behind him.
Take a few steps further back.
So, as you walk through town, I mean, not as many people currently out as there was last night. But the people that are giving a very wide berth to this monstrosity of wood and bone and really weird looks towards the Goliath pulling it.
I'll start shouting, firewood, firewood, we stole it from the goblins, firewood, firewood for sale.
Um, yeah, nobody's really interested. I think they're more interested in making gossip about a Goliath pulling a goblin mobile than chopping this thing down and making it into firewood.
That's fine, just trying to set the record straight so they can believe what they want to believe.
So, you make it to the north gate. Guards let you pass through, and you are back out on the road again.
On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again.
In white, I moved maps again.
This child belongs to Bremen, correct?
Yes.
A couple of times that we've been through Targos, we've had to avoid Targos, correct?
You would know that that Targos has one entrance. Kind of you'll to follow the path. You'll skip going into Targos, but just walk kind of past. So whoever is leading, give me a survival check with advantage due to the illegally obtained map of Claudette.
Suppose I'm leading the way because nobody wants to be in front of me. You said survival.
Yes.
Said you wanted to poke people, and most of us have, did something stupid.
Even with advantage, I'm probably not fit to be leading, but I'm also too mad to care.
Slow going. Snowstorms come in, and it's not horrible. It's not a blizzard, but snowstorm has come in, and over the course of what should have been an hour and a half to get to Targos without the wagon, takes about 6 hours to get to Targos with the wagon. Me another survival check with advantage to get to Bremen. And by the time you get past Targos, the snowstorm has subsided, and it takes you about another hour or so to get to Bremen. Say about an hour and a half to get to Bremen with the wagon. As you are coming up on the gate, get up to actually about where the river is, the mouth of the river. Of course, it's frozen through, and you start hearing, maybe, give me a perception check. Everybody give me a perception check.
Lose my thing. Guess when we're on ice, weight is a bad thing.
Celestine, you hear some shouting and some bells ringing, and
You said you were changing maps?
yes.
I'm still in the. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, never mind. My
Should be on
mind's.
Bremen now. You're currently about there, getting just to the river, and across the river, Celestine, you are starting to see some guards gather around and knocking arrows while looking at your looking towards your direction.
I stopped. Oh no, I didn't see it. Never mind.
That was Celestine.
Anyway.
We got a problem. They're not finding us very, very friendly at the moment. We got guards over there ready to fire on us.
Then I stop there and say, the rest of you can go into town to pre-warn the town.
I look back, and my demeanor is much less harsh. And I say, I suppose we should go and try to iron things out. They probably thought we were some goblins coming to raid them. And I kind of cut my eyes at Illican going, geez Louise.
It's Illican. Come on now.
I Celestine if she wants to accompany me. And she should notice that I am less angry with her after having to walk 7.5 hours because we've got some giant stupid goblin thing.
Okay, so her eyes were pointed towards Illican now. Thank you. Yes, I will join you.
Let's go see if we can smooth things over. Perhaps I'll let you be the Democrat because I'm not very democratic.
You suppose we should take the body with us?
Not yet. I think that would just be more problems.
Okay, we
And I
head
think
in.
we should. I think we should try to explain what happened to his mother before giving her the body.
They are currently in a holding pattern across the river. Captain with his hand up. And they do not seem to be firing as of yet. They seem to have realized that you are not goblins.
That's a plus.
Yeah, considering, I'm former human and she's elven. We're a little bit taller than God.
So really good wisdom on the guard thing, because that could have went either way in the twilight darkness of being about 3:30 in the afternoon.
Alrighty, so we'll continue to walk towards the guard as we get within what I think is hearing shot. And go, hello, no goblins here. We realize what it looks like. We're just here to speak to
Cora.
Cora. We have news about her son.
The guard will turn around and speak with the other guards, or the captain guy will turn around and speak with the others, and they will start slowly dispersing.
Huh. It's like they didn't need you to iron things over anyway, but I
And
guess we should go find.
the captain guy will mention that monstrosity stays out there.
Know anybody that wants firewood? We'll even break it down for him.
That we would love.
So can we at least bring it to this side of the river to break it down?
You have to get.
I will allow that.
Okay.
Okay, so we will go back and bring the wagon back across the river. And as we get them back across the river, we will let them know that they're willing to buy it for firewood. You did say buy, right?
Sure.
I'm sorry, what was that, Sky?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Uh,
We're just gonna chop it up for him real quick, okay?
How much am I getting?
I don't know, but I will use my spear and start cutting at any ropes or twine or anything tying it together. Not even waiting for Illiken to respond.
I guess I'll start using my scimitar.
He starts taking it apart.
How long does it take for us to chop this thing? Sky, did you answer?
yes, I'm in the process of answering. It takes you about 3 hours. And when
Once
you
we have
are done, you've got a bunch. You've got probably 20 pounds of scrap metal, um, 2 full mammoth tusks, and a crap ton of wood. And the captain of the guard will come back out and let you know that they will give you 50 gold for the lot.
Illiken will take it.
Hopefully not including the icicle.
Yeah, I will cast the tensor splitting disc spell as a ritual and ask Illiken to place the icicle on top of it.
He does so.
And then start heading for the inn.
don't you think we should head to Cora's house first?
Cora is the innkeeper.
Oh, okay. I think I appear to be so dreading having to get this news.
So,
After 150 years, I've seen a lot of death. It's never easy to see.
I'll walk down to the buried treasures. And say that you were going to leave the body outside or bring it inside or what's going
I
on.
will carry it. I will carry it and I'll stay with it. Or not carry it, but I'll stay with it outside.
As you open the door to the buried treasures, see the woman who you recognize as Cora Mulfoon scrubbing down a table near a sitting chair. She's on her knees, really trying to get this clean. Her clothes don't really look in the best of shape. And as she looks up towards the door while you enter, It looks as if she hasn't slept in days, and she instinctively moves her hand up to her face to brush off some of the dried tears on her cheek. It, it, it is nice to have you lot. Will you be staying a few days again? I have plenty of room for you if it is required. Her voice cracks a little here and there, and tries to fix it as quickly as she can. Um, Trying to be as cozy and royal as she possibly can with guests.
Or you don't have to pretend with us. And we have some news about your boy.
You you found him? Is he okay? Is he coming back?
Cora, I think you and I should sit down at this table here.
Sit.
Yeah, let's sit down.
I'll come with you and sit with you by the table.
Cora, when we went to find your boy, we ran into all the boys that you said were the bad influence on him. And we were trying to talk him into coming to see you peacefully. And he was really dead set against it. And then before we knew it, him and the girl that was with him began to attack us. We were doing everything we could to not hurt him, to not harm him. But in the end, he decided that he was going to take his own life because he thought that was the way he needed to live. Now, I know that as a grieving mother, you would probably like to bury your boy. And so we have returned his body to you so that you can bury him when you're ready.
Is the loses her composure inside mere seconds and falls to the floor in a heap of tears as a guest walks out to the main area where you all are, sees her on the floor crying, turns and walks quickly away, obviously not wanting to have anything that's going on.
I look to Celestine because my cold, stony body probably is not very sympathetic and kind of tells her maybe you should, console her physically.
I will kind of kneel down next to her and try to wrap my arm around her, try to comfort her some.
I pick up the towel and start working on the area that she was working on, trying to clean it up, make it look good for her.
As you look at it, it's perfectly clean, and it looks like she's actually ruining it because it's like rubbing like the same spot over and over, and like how like the finish is starting to come off.
Okay. Well, then I'll go and see if there's something else that I can do around the bar to try to help out. Trying to be friendly to the clientele that might be there and going to check and see if the young man who just came out needs any.
As you round the corner, he's gone.
Good riddance. I'm not in a good mood.
The she wraps her arms around Celestine and keeps crying and crying and crying and crying. About 5-10 minutes later, seems to have, ran out of tears in her tear ducts, and just thank you for returning him to me. I feared the worst, but I, I'd really hoped that he would come back to me. I knew he would leave someday, but hoping that he would at least stay in Bremen with his family.
I asked Celestine if she'd come over to where I am for a second because I'm going to ask her a question.
I'll tell Cora I'll be right back and make my way over to Claudette.
Whispering, so hopefully Cora does not hear, I say to her, I really think we should avoid telling her the truth and maybe spare her heartache of knowing that her son didn't want to come back to your after all.
I thought you did tell her the truth.
I didn't tell her full-heartedly that her son would rather kill himself than come back here.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
I agree. We probably shouldn't tell her that part. I don't think she needs to know that.
Yeah, bury him for like another 5 days unless she wants to bury him in the ice.
You removed it earlier, right?
We can't do anything with that ice.
Not that we know of.
Oh! I thought we put the body in ice.
Mm-mm.
Appears to be a curse that that particular group came up with. Or whatever.
I will return to Cora and yeah, try to pull her to her feet. Try to get her to get on her feet.
She's reluctant, but eventually she uses your weight and gets up and tries to wipe the tears away from her face with the shoddy robes that she's wearing.
No. I'll ask Claudette to grab a stiff drink from the bar for Cora.
Yeah,
For
she
meat or
doesn't
whatever
have
is.
a bar here.
What's that?
She doesn't have a bar here. Strictly an inn.
Okay, be that way.
I'll go up to the Five Tavern Center and see if I can get some meat to go.
Okay.
Look over at Art and say, you want to come with me? You there?
Martin, you want to go to Five's Tavern Center with the what?
Yes. Go with you.
Right, and on the way there, we're going to see if there's any clothiers or clothiers or people that sell clothes.
of the year.
Taylor's?
Tailors. Somebody who's got some clothes that would look better for Cora.
As you make your way up there, you don't notice any shops around. And based on your travel time and cutting up wood and stuff, I think that you would figure that they would be probably closed. It's probably sitting around 9:30 at night at the moment. But as you get to the Five Tavern Center, there's definitely a bustle there. And the bartender will get you. You just want one cup of mead?
Go ahead and give me two because I'll probably have to give one to no.
I'll ask for 4 silver.
Do you happen to have any clothes that would be in good shape that we could just buy, or where we could go get some clothes that would be in good shape for a woman?
He looks down at his clothes and kind of looks back behind his back at his clothes and, well, for the right price, I'll sell you the clothes off my back.
Was trying to find something for Miss Cora down at the inn.
Shame that her son walked out on her like that.
Yeah, and we just would like to get her some clothes that would be a little bit more befitting her stature.
I don't believe we have a tailor here. Ewan might have something over at his trinket shop, but he wouldn't be open till the morning. Could have sworn she had multiple dresses and stuff over there in her room.
I guess we'll have to check for it when we get there. Thank you for the mead. Have a great day.
He will thank you and get back to serving his customers.
I look at Art and I shake my head. Like, geez, some people will sell anything to you when they don't know the truth.
I'm going to stop off at Town Hall. They might have, I don't know, a clothes bin that we can maybe find something in.
Yeah.
Are you sure she doesn't have clothes in her closet?
Well, we're not even there, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we stop by Town Hall, that's fine. But let's also try to get this ale to Celestine so that she could be comforted a little.
Get over to town hall. The door is locked.
All right. Then we'll go on back to.
This is very, very interesting. Town halls usually never.
Well, it's been stolen once from them, right?
Heading towards the buried treasure. With the maid in hand.
While that is all going on, Celestine, anything happening with you and nowhere inside, or you looking outside?
I'm staying with the body, so if nothing happens, I'm good. People emotion is not something Illiken stays with. He's like, no, I'm staying outside. I'm good.
No, not really. Just kind of sitting here trying to comfort her as much as possible.
Eventually, about 30 minutes later, Claudette and Arden will walk in with 2 cups of mead.
I have the one to Celestine to give to Cora and give one to nowhere.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it. You need some money?
Nope, I'm good. Cora, where's your room?
Kind of point towards the door behind the counter. Let's say I stay in there.
Mind if I go in and look for some clothes for you?
So just kind of nod her head, kind of in a resigned way.
I go in and look for something that would be befitting her.
Not hard. You can find it in her closet. She's got a full closet of clothes. And full as can be in a small town, so probably like a couple pairs of pants, a couple of dresses, a couple blouses.
I look for something that would be befitting a woman who is mourning. When I find it, I bring it out. Ask her if she wants to go change. Let her know that I'll go ahead and work the bar for her while she's getting ready.
You will get up and kind of just like nod her head, just like in just a very resigned way. She'll just kind of like robotically move towards the back.
I look at Celestine and say, perhaps one of us should stay with her.
I'll go ahead and nod and follow her.
And I just pretend to be the friendly hostess of the tavern or the inn while she goes and takes care of her business. Fortunately, the town just doesn't seem to be very busy. I'll be right back.
So he gets in, closes it, what picked out, and lies down in the bed, and yeah. Eventually, she falls asleep.
Oh, that's a good thing. Um, I'll go ahead and come back out and join the rest of the party.
What's everybody doing?
Is there a church in town?
There is a
Or Citadel?
I forget what I said. Let me find it. I totally spaced what I said, but there was, I think, something like right there that was like an old temple that's no longer in use.
Okay,
Where
then that answered the question. It was more of, hey, where do I go to bring this body so that it can be prepped?
gotcha.
Yeah, kind of like it's just in this big chunk of ice. Kind
And
of thing's going to be kind of, you know.
take it to the morgue or not the morgue, but the church, and let them start their prep so that when it finally thaws, they're ready for internment.
I have noticed that I haven't seen any cemeteries while we've been traveling.
We haven't played in them. Come on. Or they ain't digging into the ground. One of the two.
I'm just saying.
Ground's frozen. We're not touching it. We may burn the bodies. Come on now, who knows? But that's why I was asking. He's sitting outside. He's just enjoying it. He's playing with Drake.
Out of character. Okay, so what's happened in the last 5 minutes?
Nothing. You found clothes to give her, and that was about it.
She fell asleep.
Look at Celestine and said maybe the mead was a good idea.
I agree.
Yes, it's definitely a good idea. Thank you.
I think the best thing for her right now is sleep. Um,
Yeah, bless her heart, it doesn't look like she'd gotten much before we got here.
I guess let's settle in for the night and make sure we leave her enough money to pay for the rooms.
Are we just going to leave the body out there?
Oh, sorry, you just gonna leave the Goliath out there?
Mm, I'm fine with leaving the Goliath out there. I don't know about the body.
I guess maybe bring the body in and it can stay in the room with me.
Okay.
When they come and get the body, I'll follow them back inside. And take a room. And then he'll rest. First they'll put two charges, so since we may have been cursed or a spell's been put up against us, he puts 2 charges into his.
I would like to work on armor for any time I have remaining.
You got about 2 hours if you want to do a dexterity.
And which one? 2 dexterities?
No. For Celestine. Um, yours is in your handout. I think it's Constitution.
I'll continue working. Yeah.
You're working what? Sorry. What?
I'll just work the inn. If anybody comes in, I'll make sure I give them a vacant room. Pretty sure they're all been cleaned, scrubbed, and look really, really good.
Constitution save. Woo!
No hit points are taken away from you. Celestine, being very critical, while you're spending the time doing this, you get about an hour's worth of work in the next 2 hours. maybe has something to do with all of the emotions that has been happening or whatever, but you're just not completely in the work.
Okay, sounds reasonable.
So yeah. Eventually it gets to be about midnight when you guys usually go to sleep. And imagine at least where y'all are going to sleep. Nobody else is doing anything.
Not I.
I'll tip up the mug and finish off the mead. Uh, Set it on a table and head off to a room. Check with Claudette and see what room I can use. And well, I usually share with Celestine, but that's up to her.
Sure, that works for me.
Is there a room with 2 beds that we could use?
Sure.
Okay. And I don't know how much the room is, but I'll put a gold on the counter for that room, and I'm pretty sure that'll be enough. And if it's
Based on everywhere you've been that you guys have actually had to pay, it's pretty much been 8 silver per room per night.
okay, well, a gold should do it then.
Yep.
And if there is something else due, I'll settle with her tomorrow.
He'll put a 8 silver on there for his room, and if somebody shares room, that's fine.
I think that Blazem just paid, or Nowhere just paid for your room.
Sorry. Damn it. Nowhere paid 1 gold for his room.
So I'll put the 1 gold off to the side, take the 8 silver, put it off to the side.
I'll give you 8 silver.
Now you can share me if you want again.
That's fine. I'll still give you 8 silver.
Okay, so I've got 16 silver, 1 gold, and I'll add 1 gold myself.
Yeah, she's got a little box behind the counter that you can see that's probably her money box. You put the money in there, and there's other money in there, and yeah.
When we're done sleeping, I'll make a joke.
Claudette, you're going to bed as well?
Somebody's got to be here if somebody comes in for a room.
Okay.
Before
Um,
going to sleep, I will tell Opal to wake me in 4 hours, and I'll take over for her.
okay.
While they go upstairs, I write down on the little tally thingy what room they're in, who they were, what they paid, room, who they were, what they paid, room, my room, what I paid, and wait to see if anybody comes in for a room.
So, uneventful. Nobody comes in for a room. The 4 hours that you're there, four in the morning comes, um, and nobody's come in. You go
Okay.
wake up Celestine.
Wake up, Celestine.
And for hers, same thing. Nobody shows up. Nobody comes in. Pretty much a quiet night. Whoever that random guy is that came out, apparently the crying, typical guy thing. Uh, he stayed in his room, wherever it was, for the rest of the night.
He's like, nope,
Um,
not touching that.
um, and y'all get a full rest. Any abilities, spells, hit points you've lost, whatever, uh, you get back. And again, I need a d6 from Celestine, a d6 from Illican, and 2d6 from Claudette.
2d6?
2d6 from Claudette. 1d6 from you.
Okay.
All good. Cool. Yeah, you wake up refreshed. Um, as you walk down the hall towards where Celestine is manning the little receptionist area desk thingy counter. Um, door opens behind her, and right as rain, the innkeeper Cora comes out and looks sullen but doable, and she hugs Celestine and says, thank you for all of that."
You're more than welcome.
Tries to give you all a smile as you walk out into the lobby.
I hate to add more to your burdens, but was there a place you wanted us to drop off the body?
You will kind of sheepishly say, "You can take it down to the old temple and just leave it in there. Um, I will get I will talk with the speaker today and find out what we can do."
Okay. Unfortunately, it is frozen in ice, as to do with the way he was, the company he was keeping at the time of his death. Um, Unfortunately, it should thaw out in about a week or so. But until then, it's going to be frozen in a block of ice.
She'll kind of roll her eyes and look up towards the sky and be like, "It wasn't enough that you have this damned winter and darkness. You do this to people too." Kinda cursing or real.
Okay. And
Still kind of resignedly, like, understandable.
I show Cora the ledger that I kept for her and show her where I put the money and let her know that, normally it's against my nature to actually leave money where it is, but I wasn't going to steal from her.
We'll wrap you up in a hug as well. And say thank you very much.
That kind of chokes Claudette up. Yeah. Chokes Claudette up. And I will kind of back away and step into the pool.
and once we've eaten some sort of food,
She doesn't have any food on hand. Just a
I will pass out a berry to everybody.
typical bed and breakfast minus, the breakfast portion. Um,
The tavern
there
should have
is
breakfast.
yes, there is food at the tavern. You guys would know.
Okay, then he'll go to the tavern.
I think we'll all go to the tavern and pick up a to-go box for Cora.
sounds reasonable. On the way to the tavern, I will drop the body off at the temple.
I look over to Celestine. I go, something that we noticed last night on our way back. We were going to stop at Town Hall and see if they had any clothes for Cora. And it was locked up. Every town hall we've been to has been open. Just kind of was strange to me.
No, we can stop by there and see if there's something going on. Or ask at the bar and ask them if they just close it.
Well, it was late, but can't hurt to ask around.
Maybe see if it's open now.
Might be a good idea.
Okay, so going to town hall or 5 tavern first.
I would pass by Town Hall on the way to 5 taverns.
Yeah, might as well stop the town hall.
Okay. You get there. Try the door. It's unlocked.
I guess we can head on to town.
You just try the door handle and then walk off.
I'm kind of concerned about Cora and her eating, so yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, cool. Um, all right, yeah, you um get to one of the taverns. Um, and as the five of you walk in, um, one of the bartenders um kind of gives a big huzzah and to lake monsters and mead flowing again. Thank you, Finnegan's Fellows.
I roll my eyes and go, God, I hate that nickname.
He'll always be with the group.
Look up and go, yeah, what's for breakfast?
Got some rock egg and some displacer sausage.
Wow.
All right, I'd like a plate to go, please, or 2 plates to go, please.
He will serve you up. Will be a silver for the 2, and he will ask that you please bring him back his plates after you are done, as they're not for sale.
Okay. Celestine, you have any way to keep this warm while I travel back to work?
Um, I will travel back with her. And use Conjure Flame from my sphere. To keep us warm as we walk.
Okay.
I mean, it's not specifically for the food, but it's, around us in general, so hopefully that's enough.
Sure.
All right. Did you want me to get you a plate to go while we're going since
Yeah.
I was going to eat with
Yeah.
her? Okay.
Might as
So
well.
can we have another plate to go, please?
So he'll get you another plate for 5 copper.
That's 15 copper total.
Yeah.
Anybody know what 63 minus 15?
I hear calculators know a lot.
I know. Let me find a calculator.
48.
On my
Illiken and nowhere doing anything?
I'm gonna enjoy my meal since I'm not the emotional type of guy, and I stay away from people as much as possible. And I'll listen to the talk of the breakfast group. See if there's any information that I can pick up.
I'll have breakfast also. Uh, a plate of your rock egg and sausage. and a mug of ale, please. So
5 copper for the breakfast and 2 silver for the ale.
silver, 5 copper. Okay.
I might have overpaid him because I paid him silver instead of copper.
Yes, you should have done 15 copper, not 15 silver.
Okay, well, I take the coins out and give it to him, and then I turn to Celestine and say, I'll be here, and when you guys ready to do something else, come get me.
Will do.
I'll order a breakfast and give him 5 copper.
I'll do the same.
Cool. You can roll me a perception check.
Yeah. I don't like people.
Off in the corner, you see a couple of dwarves look like they are decked out in fishing gear. And one of them says to the other, you won't find a stouter wooden woman than my Mauji.
You're out of character. Hey, nowhere. I think your cousin's over.
Anyway,
You know, there's just something disgusting about people that laugh at their own jokes.
It really wasn't that funny, dude.
It's funny to me. It works.
Okay.
Yeah, you Claudette, Celestine, you get back to the inn, and she accepts your food. Sits down to eat with you guys.
So, Cora, since we were here last, has anything happened that you need to tell us about?
Uh, Not really. I've been, and I hear things here and there from others. Pretty much stick to either stay here all day or go to the river's mouth for breakfast and dinner. I've heard that um, there's been goblin scavengers prowling the tundra lately. Been trying to had a couple of travelers come through from Tin Trail that have mentioned being ambushed by goblins. Um, and a group of trappers that were from Tourmaline and headed back there. They say that they found the Goblin's fortress in the mountains south of here. Not sure where.
Okay, yeah, we ran into some goblins on the way back, so. All righty.
You said they found Goblin Fortress in the mountains south of here?
Yes. There you go.
I just kind of interesting with that bloodlust. Can't wait to get into a fight. Look at the tone of the goblin fortress.
Didn't the rumor we heard about the purple meteor say it was in the mountains south of Ten Towns?
It did.
Wonder if the goblins are in spacecraft.
Well, I'm reluctant to believe the goblins have come up with spacecraft. That's...
I'm back.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
Once I'm sure Cora's good to go and she'll be okay, I'm more than ready to go investigate. And if it's south, then we can also swing by your house. Yeah.
You mentioned that some trappers that were headed to Tourmaline, so that they found the Goblin Fortress. So she's not sure exactly where it is.
We may need to go to Tourmaline anyway to talk to those trappers.
This kind of seems like it's two birds, one stone.
Well, by my count, we've got 3 reasons to go to Tourmaline at the moment. That is, if you want to get your dog sleds.
Do kind of want to get some dog sleds, maybe it would help with our speed of getting the heck out of area.
Okay, well, then I guess once we get back to the others, we will see about um, heading to Tourmaline.
So you get back with the others.
Drop the dishes off.
Yes, and we grabbed the mug from last night as well. Mugs.
The innkeeper thanks you for bringing everything back.
Celestine said, should we check with the speaker before we head out, or just head out? I'm sorry, should we check with the keeper before we head out, or just head out?
I have no reason to speak to the speaker. Does anyone else?
Nope.
No, it was unlocked today, so I don't feel like it's. Ask the guys if they're interested. Convey with them what we heard about Tulane and ask them if they're ready to head out that.
Right ahead, Tourmaline.
I'm ready to head out.
What was it you heard about Tourmaline?
We read or heard. Well, there were some trappers that were headed towards Tourmaline that said they found a goblin fortress south of 10 Towns.
And there's a mine there that we can clear out and get money from.
Yeah, there's a gem mine there that apparently they closed due to a cobalt infestation.
We can get dog sleds and turn them in.
Yeah, apparently the 10 Towns best dog trainer resides in Tourmaline as well. So.
Okay, well, it sounds like some possibly interesting activity in Tourmaline. So, I drain my mug and say, let's go.
Stands up and starts moving.
I grab my gear and start heading out.
It's Tourmaline on my back.
Yes, it is.
So I hand the map to Celestine since she's familiar with this area and say, I'll let you lead.
I believe last time we went from Bremen to Tourmaline, we took a boat. Should we do that again?
Oh, maybe that's a great idea.
Well, it depends. Walking in, will we come across one first before the other, doing the Tourmaline, going straight to Tourmaline? Or what do we want to do? Do we want to go
One what?
to the south, the fortress, or I mean the.
Well, we need to go to Tourmaline to find out where this fortress is. I mean, all we know now is that it's south of the 10 Towns, but that's a huge area.
Okay. Let's go. Okay.
I don't know how much advantage it's going to be to use a boat because the river is frozen And the sea to the north is not much better.
Okay, well, we can walk it. That's fine with me.
It's whatever you want to do, but I just don't think it's going to gain us much to go that way.
Okay, so head out the gate, head towards Targos.
Seem to be passing Targos quite a bit.
It's one of the main cities of the 10 towns.
Yep. Got my gear on my back and I'm headed out.
Switch maps, white.
Okay.
So you head out of Bremen. Cloudy skies and dark. Snow's not falling at the moment. Heading towards Targos. Celestine, give me a survival check with advantage for the illegally obtained map. And I will not let that one down either. Anyways, yeah, it takes you about an hour to get there. A lot. No, probably more like 45 minutes to get there. It's a lot quicker without a 400 some odd pound wagon slowing you down. Going into Targus or skipping?
Go ahead and go around it and head up the road towards Tourmaline.
Another survival. Yep, no issues at all. About 3 hours later, you get to Tourmaline. Let me... Last time y'all came by here, you skirted the town on the lakeside, walking across the ice, traveling from Lonelywood to Goodmead. This time, as you make your way from the south, you notice a giant rock sitting next to a very small building, and painted on the flat side of the monstrosity is the open-mouthed head of a fish. At the bottom of a sky blue field, jaws parted as it swallows a large rose-pink oval. And nowhere you would know that the oval is a tourmaline, which is the namesake of the town, and represents the town's gem mining. And we will pick it up next week as you walk into Tourmaline.
All right.
All right, that sounds good.
Thanks for the game.
Okay, by me.
Walkthrough.
That's